I don't even know how to start these videos anymore, to be honest. Do you guys want me to just get rid of the intro altogether and go straight into the setups, or do you want me to keep it? Let me know what you guys want. But in the meantime, welcome to Setup Wars episode 263. If you guys want to be a part of the show, make sure to watch the video link down below. But with that said, say it with me, sit back and relax, because you know what time it is. Let's face it, we all know about Raid Shadow Legends at this point. Hell, your grandmother might be playing it right now. But did you know that they now have over 600 champions and an insane variety of bosses too? But today, I'm gonna put the spotlight on the guardian of the Void Keep, Malek Kavar. The way he saw it, light wasn't much of anything without darkness. Lucky for us, we have a nice supply of Void Potions to ascend our champions with, but he doesn't give them up without a fight. What makes this game so enjoyable for me is the graphics and animations. The legendary champions have so much detail and cool effects during battles that it constantly pulls me back in. This month, Raid has some exciting new content for everyone. They just released a huge new Doom Tower update. There are now 2 new bosses to take on: Astronix the Dark Fae and Bommel the Dreadhorn, along with new enemy balance on tower floors, new secret rooms, and most importantly, new artifact sets to win. If that's not enough, the whole month is packed with awesome events and tournaments, including one very special event with a brand new feature, Super Raids. Super Raids lets you double up your rewards from hitting dungeons and massively speed up your progress. This is amazing for new players, so make sure to download Raid using my link down below. There hasn't been a better time to start playing Raid, you guys, so if you want to get a head start, make sure to download the game using my link below or just scan the QR code on the screen. Doing so will get you an epic hero Chanuru from the Shadowkin faction with 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost. You also get 1 energy refill and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in the game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here in the inbox. I'll see you guys in the game. Let's give a warm welcome to Artak from California for coming on the show. Barev Artak Jan Uracha Machberes. Artak got into PC building when he came to California about 8 years ago, and he was inspired by watching Setup Wars when it first started 4 years ago, and he began working on his setup until he got it to a point where he was happy enough to submit. Looks like the purpose of the setup is just for gaming. We got a white Linman tabletop on 2 black Alex Jors for the foundation of the setup, and there are 2 monitors mounted to the desk itself. The 34-inch ultra-wide that is mostly used for gaming, and a supplemental 25-inch in vertical mode for Discord and other tasks. The top 50-inch 4K TV is used just for watching videos or movies. I think the most badass thing about the setup is the pet snake that is casually just chilling on the tabletop. My guy is playing duos in Warzone with a ball python. That's pretty badass. Moving on to peripherals, we got a Razer Black Widow Elite keyboard with a Basilisk V2 mouse and what appears to be one of my previous mouse pads I picked up from Amazon a while back. I'll tell you what, Artak, I recently came out with some new designs on my pads, and I think the black camo would look amazing in your setup. If you want one for free, hit me up on my Discord. I do like what he did with the speakers. He put the central speaker on the desk and he mounted the other 2 against the wall to kind of optimize the space and keep the desk clutter-free. The only other audio source are the Corsair Void Pros that he uses mostly for gaming. I don't really have any complaints with the cable management. I can definitely see the effort that was put in here, from the power strip mounted underneath the desk to the raceways on the wall, but you could take it one more teeny weeny step further by running the mouse cable underneath the keyboard first before going across the desk. It will look a lot cleaner. And finally, we got his beefy custom rig powering the setup. It's equipped with the Ryzen 7 3800X and the Asus TUF RTX 3080. I think if you just rerouted the USB 3 header cable through the back instead of running it down, it will look much cleaner. But other than that, it's a nice build to complement a nicer setup. Thank you, Artak, for sharing this with us, and congrats on your new setup. Up next is Jam from Brandenburg, Germany, and his super clean setup that he built for gaming and streaming. How was he able to afford such an awesome setup being a student, you might ask? Well, he hustled, that's how. He financed most of the setup by delivering newspapers as a part-time job. You know, the opportunity is definitely out there. You just have to go out there and put in the work. I mean, look at what Jan, who's only 16, was able to accomplish. I always say, if you want something so bad, then go out there and get it. There is no free pass, you gotta work for it. So his dad actually helped him put the setup together. He installed the wall panels and even built a PC for him. and I think it's just wholesome that he wants to thank his dad in the video. So Jan's dad, if you're watching, he wants to say thank you very much for everything. So the setup is built using a Linman and Alex Jor combo with dual monitors. You've got the 27-inch ROG Swift for gaming and a secondary 24-inch Tough Gaming for multitasking and Discord once again. When it comes to peripherals, this is pretty much what I expect to see in every submission. Lightly managed cables from the keyboard and mouse or mouse pad. You don't have to drill a hole in the desk to pass through the cables if you don't want to, but there should be at least some type of organizing here. The only audio source are those SteelSeries Arctis 7 headphones and a microphone setup with a Blue Yeti X hooked up to a Blue Compass boom arm. Damn, look at that reach though. You can practically put that anywhere in the setup and still reach it. I didn't expect anything less from the cable management, judging by how organized everything else is. And finally, we got the custom PC that his dad helped him build, and to my surprise, it's a water-cooled system. Damn, daddy, you skipped a queue and jumped straight into custom water cooling. I'm actually impressed. We got the Ryzen 5 3600 and the EVGA Black RTX 2070 in here with custom cables as well. Your dad definitely knew what he was doing here for the most part, but one small recommendation I can give him is to always put the GPU on the top PCI slot just to make sure you're not losing out on any performance, and maybe pick up 1 or 2 more exhaust fans for the top. But it's a nice soft tube build nonetheless, especially for your first gaming PC. Hats off to dad. Such a cute and cozy gaming and streaming setup built by father and son. Thank you, Jan, for sharing this with us. Coming at number 3 is Joe from Chicago and his very clean single monitor setup. I just love what he did here. He took such a simple and minimalistic setup and he spiced it up. So Joe has been a big fan of the show for a while now, and it's motivated him to build his very own man cave. He started planning about 10 months ago and was able to generate ideas based on the setups and our recommendations in the videos. And well, here we are 10 months later with this awesome man cave. As soon as you walk into the room, you are greeted with his main gaming and video editing setup. We got a single 27-inch LG monitor that he mounted against the wall with really cool artwork that he designed and painted himself, and I think it turned out amazing. Underneath that, we got the Logitech G915 TKL keyboard and the G502 Lightspeed mouse combo with a pair of G560 speakers, which looks like the only source of audio for the setup. I think putting the PC against the corner of the desk was a really great choice for this setup specifically, because you're able to appreciate all of the beauty from the PC and you're still able to easily hide the cables in the back. Right behind the main PC setup is an awesome entertainment area where he kicks back to watch movies and games on his consoles. We got a Nintendo Switch, a PS4 Pro, and of course a PS5. Why is it that I only see PS5s in these setups and no Xbox Series X's? Like, I legitimately want to know. Is it because PS5 has more stock available, or do people actually prefer PS5 over the new Xbox? Let me know in the comment section. The entertainment setup is also powered by an HT-PC that he managed to squeeze in one of the shelves underneath. It is mostly used as a Plex server, but it's got some nice specs to run AAA titles as well. My favorite thing from Joe's man cave has to be the collection of consoles, specifically the classic NES. That was one of my favorite consoles as a kid and always brings back good memories. Kids these days will never understand what we had back in the day. This was a very pleasant surprise. Such an awesome man cave that you shared with us today. Thank you, Joe, for coming on the show. Coming at number 4 is another person named Joe, but with an equally badass setup. He's a general contractor from St. Louis, Missouri, that built this setup for gaming, streaming, and some editing. We got dual monitors mounted against a custom desk made by him and a friend, a 27-inch 1440p as the main monitor, and a secondary 24-inch in vertical mode. I guess there's technically a third display that he also hooked up to his PC that's mounted up top, but he mostly uses that to watch content. For peripherals, he's using a Rosewill keyboard with a G Pro wireless mouse. One thing I would probably change is the left speaker placement, because you have it on the other side behind the vertical monitor, and I'm sure some of the audio quality is affected by that. You could always lay it on its side and put it underneath the main monitor, maybe with some acoustic panels underneath, if you don't have any other options. Aside from the speakers, he does use the SteelSeries Arctis 7s as well during gaming and streaming. I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but the black acoustic foams just don't look good in setups anymore. It is so 2016. If you must use acoustic panels, go with some really nice ones that will contribute to your setup aesthetically. There are these hexagon shapes that come in a bunch of different colors, and I think even Corsair came out with some really nice ones themselves. Sadly, I didn't get any nice close-up pics of the PC, but we do have the specs at least. A 3700X paired with an ROG Strix 2070 Super. When you're deciding on a case or a theme of the build, try and find one that matches the rest of the setup's colors, because I feel like the white case sticks out way too much compared to the rest of the setup's colors. You got a mostly all black theme going on, and then you got this all white case over here that kind of just sticks out like a sore thumb. I would definitely fix the speaker placement at the very least, and maybe use something else instead of those black acoustic foams if you want to improve your setup's look. But otherwise, it's a pretty sweet setup. Thank you for coming on the show. Wrapping up the episode is Travis and his interesting triple stacked display setup. So he's an insurance broker from New Jersey that built the setup for gaming and productivity due to COVID. So a few things that immediately caught my attention. First off, the desk. It's so refreshing to see something else other than an IKEA Alex drawer. But what's also interesting is the monitor layout. He's got a 32-inch Odyssey G7 on the bottom and an Acer X34 on the top, but he placed it slightly underneath the bottom monitor, I guess to hide the bezel, but I think as a result, it kind of blocked off a portion of the monitor as well. I'd much rather see you just flip the top monitor upside down to minimize the bezels between the displays instead of tucking it underneath the monitor, but that's just me. Moving over to audio, the setup uses Bose Companion 2 speakers and another SteelSeries Arctis 7 headphones for gaming. This is like the 4th or 5th one just in this episode. I swear, SteelSeries is killing it. He's also got a Blue Yeti microphone on a boom arm that he keeps nicely tucked away in the corner. Looks like he uses the top TV for watching movies and console gaming with his PS4 and Nintendo Switch. But the setup is powered by a custom rig featuring the 10900K and an Aorus RTX 2080 Ti. Other than the interesting ultra-wide monitor placement, I think you put together a pretty solid setup. Thanks, Travis, for coming on the show. As a reminder, you guys can always pick up a cheap Windows CD key for less than $15. Just click on my link below and use the code TS20 for an extra 20% off. Once you get your CD key, just visit the activation settings in Windows and change your product key. It's that simple. And that will do for today's video. As always, make sure you guys comment below and let me know which of these setups was your absolute favorite and why. If you guys are enjoying Season 5 of Setup Wars so far, please consider dropping a like. It will go a long way and help the channel out against these nasty algorithms that are currently plaguing YouTube. If you guys are new here and you do enjoy watching setup content, maybe consider subscribing because I do host Setup Wars every single Monday. I love you beautiful, beautiful lips, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.